review your steps, okay? Whatever you do in life.
Yeah.
That is why we call for the review of the free SHS. And unfortunately, people who are expected to know the meaning of review were attributing it to cancellation. So it is good that they have also admitted that they are going to review the activities that led to their defeat in the just ended election, which is very, very disgraceful. This is a disgraceful defeat because it hasn't happened before, okay, in our body politics. It is disgraceful because for a whole government to lose 13 regions and to lose more than 50 of its strong seats. It's very, very disgraceful, and it is disgraceful because of the performance, the governance system they gave to Ghanaians, which has culminated into this kind of defeat. That is what I'm saying. It is very, very disgraceful.
Yeah. So Charles, I wanted us to look
during
at
our
it.
time when Mahama lost nearly about 1 million votes, we got 106 seats. But this time around, the MPP is struggling to even get 90 seats or so. Right, they wouldn't get 100 seats.
No, they can't. They can't make 100 seats. They can't.
You get it. So that is why I'm saying that it is a disgraceful defeat, and going forward, both political parties should learn from this kind of defeat and do well to govern the nation well, so that at least the people will have confidence in our governance or our democratic dispensation.
Yeah. So Charles, let me still come to Hafiz. Let me start with Hafiz here. You are from the Ashanti region, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. What will you say, okay, some of the errors, I'll call them errors, that your party made in Ashanti region, okay, that led to some of this, let me take Charles's words, this disgraceful defeat? No, you might not know all, but in your opinion, okay, in your opinion here, yeah.
Well, coming from my ends as Asawasi, you know, it's basically traditional NDC stronghold.
Yeah.
But we were doing a great job actually. The MPP has done a lot within the community, and then those people within the what I don't know how to put it, but people in Asawasi who are affiliated with the government have done so well in Asawasi. Exactly, they have done so well. So MPP has been more popular in Asawasi than it has been before.
Okay.
Yes, but as the region as a whole, I think within the last days of the elections, the NDC managed to go around the social media and then the media houses to publicize the need for the government to have done something within the region. So they were able to hammer that John Mahama did the KJTR, he did this and he did
in
that
Ashanti region,
in Ashanti region, and then the MPP as a government have not done something significantly within the region. So that information actually came within the last minute days, the last days.
Yeah.
So there are people that I know were neutral MPP people. They will always share the ideas of the MPP, but they decided not to vote. Not to vote at all.
Yeah.
Like they won't vote for NDC, alright.
Yeah.
They won't vote. So I think these are some of the contributions that actually affected us, and then it led to our defeat. I wouldn't call it a disgraceful defeat though, but at least we lost. And then, well, we still give thanks to God and hoping that we'll bounce back strongly, inshallah.
Yeah, so you talked about significant progress in Ashanti region.
Yeah.
That probably the people feel that the MPP, which is their beloved party, okay, haven't given them.
Yes.
Okay, that is fine. But do you think that the party going into election was that strong and united in the Ashanti region? Because let me cite cases like, okay, the outfall, or how do they call it?
Fallout.
The fallout of Alan, the coming in of Nanabe, was it Chada,
Cheddar, yeah.
who are all believed to be people coming from this region.
Ashanti region.
Also, the should I call it character or I don't want to use a strong word here, like the actions and inactions of the chairman of the Ashanti region.
Yeah, Chairman Mutume.
Yes, and other related issues like the primaries and issues that started way somewhere 2020 that has been a problem within the party from then till today. Okay, I can cite some examples of Ejira, Asawase, Nudio Biase, and the rest that
Yeah.
there's some of this, and Formina, some of these challenges happened. And so, how did those things also play in here?
I think it actually played some other role somehow. Let me use Asawase as the case study. We had a breakout within. Some people felt that at the time there was an unopposed. They were forced to take a candidate they were not ready for, and then they went for a different person. So they were not ready for that person. So some people actually felt that these people didn't campaign for that candidate because originally they were not with him. Even though most of these issues were lies. But so at this time, so they also decided that okay, we won't also work for your candidate because then you didn't
work for our candidate.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
That was a perception.
Okay.
Because I remember our candidate then even contributed a lot to
Okay.
the other candidate, but it was a perception, and then as usual we are humans, but I believe now we'll sit as a party to work all these things out, and then going forward things will get better, inshallah.
Okay, Charles. Ashanti region. Okay, like I just asked him, what was your magic? What were some of the things that the NDC capitalized on in Ashanti region to be able to bring out more apathy in Ashanti region? Because when you look at it, yes, you were rightly saying something here that when you look at it, the general votes, okay, that the NDC got this time around, it's not so much.
The NDC.
Yes.
Okay. In the Ashanti region.
Yes,
Okay.
and even like national.
Okay.
When you look at 2020, okay, what NDC got is just a marginal increase, okay, in the total votes. But rather, MPP lost votes.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
And our votes, or like the votes that the MPP looks out for, mostly comes from Ashanti region.
Yes.
And you're able to work in that region.
Yes.
So that's why I'm asking, what did you do? What significant things played out?
Let me give you a little background to this Ashanti region issue. Over the period.
No, what did you people capitalize on?
Yeah, that is what I'm going to tell you. Over the period, we have believed that Ashanti region seats or voters, when given the right information, will choose the NDC other
Over
than
MPP. Oh, okay.
Because when you take Ashanti region as a whole and you analyze the region in terms of developmental facilities, the biggest or the monumental developmental facilities that are cited in Ashanti region, most of them were initiated by the NDC government, both 1, 2, and 3. Let me put it that way. So we have held the view that with the right information, to the electorate in Ashanti region, they will vote for the NDC rather than the MPP. But in terms of voting, you cannot play out this issue of tribalism. Okay, so when I hear people talking about tribalism in politics, that is not good. I disagree with them. It's just that you have to play tribalism in a positive manner. Okay, if you play it in a positive manner, it is healthy for democracy. So we decided this time around to let the people of Ashanti region know the kind of work that NDC 1, NDC 2, and NDC, the current 3 administration, has done for the region. And when they compared the two situation, they realized that it is time they vote for the NDC, because what we are saying is factual, and they can, attest to whatever we are saying. So this time around, they bought into our message and voted for us. Again, we also held the view that the votes in Ashanti region, the vote that normally comes out from the Ashanti region, are not too realistic. We believe the votes are artificial. So this time around, we devoted much attention to the Ashanti region and monitored every activities of the MPP to ensure that this time around, realistic votes will come from the Ashanti region. Unlike previous elections, where you will find a polling station with about 80, let's say, registered voters, but when they finish voting, you will get about 90 votes coming from that polling station. So we realized that if we put our house in order and monitor this, people with keen eyes, we would reduce the impact of the Reagan agenda. So you realize our national organizer was able to uncover some ballot papers in the Kwadaso constituency, which accounted to about 500,000 ballot papers. These are some of the machinations that they put out in the region to make sure that they get the numbers of the votes, okay? Because if these 500,000 ballot papers have found their way into the ballot boxes, you realize that it will reduce the vote margin that John Mahama got and other regions, okay? So this time around, our vigilance was so superb to the extent that whatever step they take to rig the election, we were able to.
You were policing it.
Exactly.
In fact, you were doing boot to boot, as you promised.
Counter their activities.
Yeah.
That is why the results are showing. But with the issue of we did not get significant increment in our vote, is true, and that of if you look at the trend from 1992, every sitting government tends to lose votes. They don't gain votes because you are governing and the people expect you to do A, B, C, D. So if you don't do that, whatever they are expecting, they tend to not to vote for you. If they don't believe in the other side, they will not vote for you. So you realize Dramani Mahama's era, he did not gain votes. But when he went into opposition 2020, he got extra 2 million.
That's
all
true.
right.
Yes.
You got extra 2 million. So ask yourself, where were these 2 million people? Because he was in government at the time, these people decided not to vote for him because they were expecting A, B, C, D. But if you are in opposition, they don't know what you have done, and they are only hoping that when you come, you will do something positive. So when people are voting for you, so if you analyze the votes in that perspective, you will always be misled.
So good. So with all that you have said, okay, now the Ghanaian has given you the mandate. Okay?
Yes,
and you're not even allowing me to ask you the question you want to talk. Yes, anyway, once again, those just joining us, this is TopAfric Radio Hamburg, and on the Top Politics Show, as usual, I'm with my good friend Charles Mensah and Alhaji Hafiz Metalma. Yeah, we are just discussing the elections that went on in Ghana. Then we will discuss also briefly the State of Nations address that the President of the Republic of Ghana gave out today. And some of the matters arising. Yes, it's a lengthy address. I don't think we can exhaust all of it today. But Charles, like I was saying, now you have the power.
Yes.
In fact, officially to be given to your people on the 7th of January.
Yes.
I think some few days to go.
Yeah. So,
Charles, are you people going to live up to the expectation of the Ghanaian, looking at the way you won the elections, and also looking at the number of seats won, meaning that the grassroots to the top wanted change, and there's this strong and big expectations on you.
Yes.
Just as it was on the MPP in 2016. Do you think Ghanaians are expecting too much, or your party has the capacity to meet the expectations?
Okay, thank you very much. Sita, to begin with, I have chronicled some points down that culminated in the defeat of the MPP in general. So, the most important thing is this 8-year cycle. When the 8-year cycle catches up with you.
In fact, you've lost 20% of your votes already.
Exactly. Okay, because they believe that this political party has stayed in power for long, and that political party should exit for another political party to come in, especially if you have the candidate who is presenting himself for the first time after the 8-year rule. It becomes very, very difficult to convince Ghanaians to give you another mandate to continue that 8-year cycle. So I will attribute part of their defeat to this 8-year cycle. And the other ones that I've also put down has to do with misgovernance. Over the years or over the period, there have been issues about misgovernance, and people have raised a lot of sentiment that the president of the day, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has not governed well. And for that matter, they felt it is high time he leaves the scene, and the party that brought him also leaves the scene. We also know about the issue of arrogance. And unfortunately for the MPP, they also brought somebody who is perceived largely by the Ghanaian populace that he is arrogant as their running mate, and his candidature didn't help them even to win the Ashanti region, which was the focus for which reason he was brought on board. Okay, he was tasked to deliver about 85% of the Ashanti votes for the MPP, but unfortunately that did not work because of his perceived arrogance posture. Then corruption, which we all know has become since they are still in power, has become the order of the day, also culminated into their defeat. And there's this state capture and lack of infrastructure in most parts of the country. These are some of the things that resulted in their massive and monumental defeat. So having won elections based on this point that Ghanaians were agitating, it will be suicidal on our part to also come and repeat same. Because if we do that, then we are dashing out the hopes of Ghanaians in our democratic dispensation.
That's true.
And when they lose hope in our democratic dispensation, we all know what are the consequences. The military can, barge in. The people can then decide they will not vote. Civil riot, and all sort of negative activities will happen in the country. So I will assure you that whatever we promise, even if we are not going to deliver 100%, this time around, the flag bearer of the NDC, having won election, is very reflective and is going to deliver the very things that will put hope in Ghanaians and the populace at large. I can tell you that issue of misgovernance will be a thing of the past, if not eradicated completely. It will be very, very minimal. Issue of arrogance. The president has indicated that the president-elect, any appointee of his who engages in this issue of arrogance will be fired, and he has the track record to that effect. You remember one DCE used the word chia, who said chia, if you recall.
Yes, and became a popular.
Yes. He was given the opportunity to retract and apologize, but was adamant, and at the end of the day, he was sacked from his position. You also recall the issue of Vicky Hammer when he perceived or when he had a dream to make $1 million in politics before he exits. She did not, it was a private conversation that she had, but when the matter became public, the president asked her to step aside. So I can assure you that when it comes to issue of corruption and, arrogance and misgovernance, the president is fully committed to ensuring that these two.
So does that mean that you people will really cancel the free senior high school education?
Never will His Excellency John Dramani Mahama cancel the free senior high school, because take it or leave it. Free senior high school, progressively as captured in the 1992 Constitution, was implemented by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
That is something that is debatable. Why don't you say debatable?
It is not a matter of. It is something that is debatable. These are hard facts.
Which one are the facts?
The implementation of
so
progressive. Listen, progressive free SHS. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama started with day students. Okay, so in 2016, 2015, 2016 academic year.
Yes, we'll come back
so,
to that.
No, you asked a question.
No, I didn't ask. Just let it go.
No, you asked a question whether or not President Mahama canceled the free SHS. And I'm telling you that he is not going to cancel it, because somebody who has,
the dream.
Not even the dream. Somebody who implemented progressive free SHS, having gotten the opportunity, will cancel free SHS. That it doesn't make sense to me. Okay? So His Excellency John Dramani Mahama will not cancel free SHS, but rather he will put in measures that will improve the fortunes of what free SHS.
Okay.
One of the measures that he has indicated categorically that he is going to implement to ensure that free SHS become very, very attractive and the benefit of it is realized in full is the abolition of double track system. Okay, which double track system puts some students off the academic calendar for about 3 months. Okay, so he has stated categorically that he's going to cancel that arrangement. He has also stated categorically that he's going to ensure that he puts up a dedicated fund for free SHS. I mean, a fund that will cater for the running of what free SHS. Okay, so if you ask me the question of whether Mahama will cancel free SHS, the answer to that question is an emphatic no. He is not going to cancel
exactly.
free
So
SHS.
that was the answer I was expecting from you, because that's for today. I can call it propaganda. Has been out there that he's going to cancel it. He's going to cancel it. Whilst a lot of people also forget that now there's a legislative instrument backing that.
Free SHS
that policy, yes, that cancelling it is just not gonna be by just his assent, then it being cancelled like that. It's gonna take a lot of process.
Okay.
Hafiz, yes. So you the business community, you the Ghanaian and also sympathizer of the MPP. First of all, what are also your expectations for the NDC's government or John Dramani Mahama's government that is taking full control of the country come 7th of January? What are your expectations?
Well, personally, I'm hoping and praying that we'll see positive results from him. And then I believe that...
Charles, will you allow the guy talk? What is this coughing all about?
He might not have been ready. He might not have been ready to fully implement all his promises. But the mandates, the rate at which the victory came probably might propel him to really be strict on certain things, because I'm sure His Excellency John Dramani Mahama never even expected this victory, even though he might be anticipating or hoping to win, but not to the extent at which he had it. So I believe he wouldn't want Ghanaians to say that I know or something of that nature. So certainly he will try to do more. So that is actually what we are hoping and expecting from him, because that is our country. Whatever we do, even though it's not our government, but we wouldn't pray or hope for him to lose. We pray he win, and then the comforts for the citizens. That's all that we hope and pray for. Sure.
Okay, so do you also believe you have also been in the education sector or
and I'm still there.
You are still there.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So do you really believe that John Dramani Mahama will cancel the free senior high school? Yeah.
To be honest with you, I know that it wasn't easy with this current living
government, the MPP.
The MPP. it wasn't easy running the free SHS.
Wow.
Yes, it entails a lot, and it had a lot going into it.
Wow.
So to say he might not, it might cancel it, no, but probably he might, maybe, just maybe, I'm not too certain, but just maybe focus on the day students, and then maybe the borders might pay something kind of.
Okay.
Because the food alone is what is actually dragging the whole free SHS into this, and then the facilities. Yeah. As we have my brother just mentioned of you have students being home for 3 months before they get back into the school again, which on a normal day affect the academic works.
Okay, but we'll come to that, or we'll find another day when the NDC have probably brought out their master plan on the education. Then we'll look at it, because there are some educationists and academic people who go like not just the months they sit at home, but the total contact hours, and a lot of argument comes up out of it. Yeah, so that is just enough. So your president, okay, or your party leader will be leaving the seat, I think, some few days to come. How is it feeling like?
Yesterday,
you're officially starting your positions very soon.
Yesterday, there's one stunt MPP guy in Asawasi.
Okay.
Yesterday, someone sent me a video of him. They went out and he was on the floor dancing. So I sent a comment that, does he really know that we are leaving power in 2 days' time? And then the person who sent the video to me was saying, so what should we do? So it feels bad. It's not a good feeling, actually. But we as Muslims will always, just like what His Excellency the Vice President did. Even most Ghanaians didn't expected him to come out at that time, even though we were losing.
Yeah.
But if it was someone else, he would have waited or something. But he came out, so we like accept whatever situation it is. You give it to God that, well, this is what God has for me. So you accept it in good faith, and then you look up to God for something positive, then you work towards it. So we are leaving power, fine, that is true. But like I told my brother, we are working so hard to come and beat them in 2020, and hopefully that one will be more shocking. Even though I am still not expecting the NDC to govern the country sharply, but then I'm promising you this, that 2028 we are winning. That one, whether we are winning massively.
You're just looking for a win. Yes, I pray that your prayers come true, because that is your prayers, and I also pray that Charles's prayer comes through. Yeah. But Charles and Co, really, I think before I always have this discussion with him that I think NDC, okay, currently, they should have, or they should be in a very critical situation than you people, the MPP.
True. Yes, it's true.
Because John Dramani Mahama will be going for 4 years, and he needs a perfect replacement. Yes. In fact, and I'm stressing on this word or phrase, perfect replacement, to continue the next 4 years.
Unless if he tamper with the constitution, which I know he might be able to. I doubt if he will, but he can, I'm sure, if he wants to.
Do you know what?
Yes.
Let me be biased here, okay? Yes. If he does, personally, I will be happy. I support him to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, because Charles knows my position that I'm one person who is advocating that constitution need to be tampered with. Yes. Yeah, because there are a lot of things in the constitution that I feel that has not done that. Yes, not done as good. Yeah. Okay, and now like some of them or some of the things in the constitution, with the power currently John Dramani Mahama has and the majority he has in parliament, he can easily do that.
Exactly.
And I hope that he actually listens to some of us. I don't know how far my voice will go, but he should listen to some of us and seize this opportunity to do that, whether it pleases his own party or not. But he should think about himself and the legacy he will leave behind as the president or one-time president of the Republic of Ghana. Okay, Charles.
Yeah.
Now elections is over. yes, your expectations are like Ghanaians is expecting that or are expecting that you people do wonders. But the president, Nanado, had just had just given out his statement and telling us how the state is as of today.
Yes, that is the SONA.
Yes, the SONA,
Yes,
the State of the
yes,
Nation's Address.
it is a constitutional imperative that
Yes.
When the year is coming to an end, you give the State of the Nation's address, and when the year is beginning, the president also gives the State of the Nation address. So it is a constitutional imperative that he fulfilled today. But at the end of the day, that statement, I would say, is largely political statement.
Which
Yes,
statement?
the SONA is a political statement, unlike the budget. So because the budget is not consumed by only Ghanaians, it is also consumed by our developmental partners. So you cannot put certain things in there because it is based on the budget that you borrow from the international capital market. All right. So mostly, if you want to assess the true state of the nation, you look at the budget, because the budget has the previous year's performance and that of the projected year performance. Okay. So if you want to look at the true state of the nation, you look at the budget rather than the SONA, because mostly the SONA is a political statement that the government feel like, oh, let me say this to make the people happy, because there is no yes, there is no legal requirement on you what you should put there. So what you think is good for the people to hear, that is what you put there.
You believe there could be lies in there?
That is what I'm saying. It is a political statement. Okay, so the president can tell you that I've constructed 11,000 kilometers of road, but if you take the budget, that would be
that might not be the same.
Exactly. Okay, because it is this budget that the international community, other developmental partners, other persons who are interested in the running of your country look at, and not the SONA. So today, as expected of him, he went on the spree of telling inaccurate facts. For example, he said that the economy is not broke. That he used the word Ghana is not broke.
The country is not broke.
Ghana is not broke. That is the statement he made. But if you look at the statement, just oppose that to DDEP, you rightly know that the president wasn't candid with the issues, because Ghana, as it stands now, is broke. We cannot pay our debtors. We have defaulted for about 2 years in paying our debts. Okay, so if the country is not broke, why are you not paying your debtors? It's because you don't have money to pay them. That is why you have not paid them. And for that matter, the country is broke. He also talked about the fact that reserves at the Bank of Ghana is $8 billion.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
If it is $8 billion, you wouldn't find the cedi wobbling, because the cedi strength is anchored on the amount of dollar, or the amount of dollar sitting at the Bank of Ghana. Okay, so if you just suppose the $8 billion claim by his president, Nanado Dankwa Akufo-Addo, with that of the currency situation, you realize that the president is not being candid, okay, with the people. And as for me, as I have already indicated, that if I want to know the true state of the nation, I don't look at the SONA, because it is just a matter of the Constitution says that the president should present an address, but the Constitution did not say that if you put in inaccurate statement, you will be held liable. Okay, but with that of the budget, if you put in inaccurate statement, you will be held liable. All right. Yes. So the SONA as presented today, yes, the president is leaving on the midnight of 6 January 2025, and for that matter, he has fulfilled his constitutional duty by presenting a SONA.
Yeah. So do you think that going forward, this SONA should also be attached strongly to the budget, or they should just allow it to be a political statement and the budget will just be more or less like a statistical statement?
I think the best that we can do for ourselves is to have a legislation that whatever is contained in the SONA should be accurate, should reflect the true state of the country, and that if
but that
it happens
so that is what.
No, there is no legislation.
No, there's no legislation
so
back in it. Yeah, that is true.
if you present inaccurate facts, okay, nobody can hold you liable. All right, but if there is a legislation to that effect that if you peddle falsehood in the SONA, ABCD will be meted against you. The consequences, then leaders of the country will be mindful of whatever they put in the SONA. So, for instance, let me give you one typical example. The president indicated that since the inception of free SHS, about 5.7 or 5.3 million Ghanaian children have benefited from the free SHS. And right from the EIB, that is Star FM and GH1, their fact check decks did a fact check and realized that that statement was inaccurate, and that the total number of students students who have benefited from free SHS is a little over 3 million ever since they implemented the free SHS, because these are data, so you cannot change it. 2017, how many students were admitted? 2018, how many? Till date, when you put it together, it is a little over 3 million, not even up to 4 million.
Let's approximate it to 4 million.
But when they are communicating, they exaggerate the figures in such a way that it creates a monster in the minds of people. Oh, then the president is really doing well, just like how they were peddling this 2.6 million job creation figures around. You check all the relevant bodies and you realize that if you put everything together, the figure was actually a massage and a cooked figure. Okay, you go to SNET, you go to SIGA, you go to all the institutions where you can get data to back this 2.6 million claim.
Yes. So let me come
it
to you.
Proved negative.
Yes, I know you are not that a politician as Charles is, and the way he's just going about his stuff.
He's marching too. He's on top of it.
Yeah. What is the layman's point of view when it comes to this State of Nations address? Like, what do you think the Ghanaian do you people even listen to it?
Exactly, that was where I was.
What meaning? What does it give to you people? Like, what additional subtraction?
I was at the workplace, and then someone came to our staff common room. I was trying to on the TV that the president is on the TV. About 3 people actually left the staff room simply because he was coming to on the TV to watch that program. So some people don't really take it serious. Well, but some of us do. Unlike until today that he just said that it's a political talk, I've never really
paid attention to
that. I have always believed that it's always a true reflection of what is actually happening within the nation that the president will come and say. I've never thought that there could be false or claims and stuff.
Yeah, so what actually he was trying to say is that, you see, for a president to give the State of the Nation's address, constitutionally he's supposed to do that.
Yes.
Okay. But what he delivers, is that the true state of the nation?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You see, that is where they...
I had a belief that is actually what the president delivers.
Because that's what he's fed with.
Exactly. The president is being debriefed.
Yes.
That this is what we've done, and then they prepare a document for him to read.
Yeah.
Exactly. But you see, the layman don't really pay attention to these things.
Yeah.
Yeah, the layman, people in the markets, just few people like teachers, like corporate people, just few, even within the corporate, just few people pay attention.
Good. Then let me give this follow-up question. Maybe you might have forgotten, because let's say you largely still belong to the layman people. But Charles might remember. Charles, do you remember in Rawlins's era, okay, when they are reading budget, okay, or when budget is being read, and when even a State of Nation address is being addressed, or read or spoken, or presented, all right, they pay attention to certain key items. And that is what Ghanaians pay attention to to determine whether the country was going on well or not. An example, okay, a bar of king soap.
Yes.
The price of tin of milk, the price of fuel or a liter of fuel. These were some of the things
that it covers then.
Like even when they are presenting, they didn't do so much talking into details. Okay, they use these parameters to determine the state of the nation. Then equally, when they are reading budget, they use these same things to put it out there. So at that time, to me, I feel that even the layman was interested in just going to sit there and to wait for the president or the finance minister to say, okay, before as I'm leaving power, a tin of milk is 1 cedi as at now. Then people jot it down. Then the minister will come maybe the next year and say, okay, we are either reducing it or increasing it to 1 cedi 50 pesos or 80 pesos. And that was how people used to understand it. But due to, I don't know what actually happened, with time, they go in this detail that, like you people rightly said, the layman is beginning to lose, should I say concentration?
Yes.
Or interest?
Yes, I will use the second word.
Interest.
Interest.
Yeah.
Because, you see, governance is supposed to improve the lot of the citizenry. So when I vote for you, I expect that you put in measures, policies, programs
to make my life easy.
My life. Exactly. So if at the end of the day, your policies, instead of improving my life, is rather making me worse off, whatever you are doing, I'll not be interested in.
Yeah.
Hitherto, during Rawlins's era, our economic structure was somehow different from what we have today. During Rawlins's era, for example, petrol was the pricing of petrol was largely regulated by the government. The pricing of commodities were largely controlled by what? The state.
Yeah.
So you realize that the finance minister will come and mention that going forward, cocoa price will be this, products will be this, blah, blah, petrol will be that. But now we are implementing or practicing what we call the deregulation policy. The deregulation policy is that government doesn't have hand in the pricing of petroleum products. What the government does is to slash taxes on the petroleum product. So if the government slashes the taxes, it is now left with the OMCs, to determine how much they will also put on the product. Yeah. So what they put on will tell a customer which OMC you should go. Yeah. Okay, so you find that oil is, let's say, 16, Star Oil is, let's say, 15, and the rest, total, blah, blah, blah. Now, the customer will look at the cheaper OMC, or maybe God will say, I have the quality product. This man doesn't have quality. These are some of the parameters that the customer will look at. So currently, the government is not directly involved in the pricing of the product. By virtue of that, I wouldn't be interested in listening to
the state of the nation
or the budget, because they will not tell you that it is now going to be sold at A or X. So what is my motivation to go and listen? Yes. You go and listen based on what you are expecting.
True.
If what you are expecting is already known, that you can find it from any source, you wouldn't have the motivation of going to sit down to listen. Okay. Again, one of the factors that also has contributed to people losing interest is the lack of candor on the part of our leaders. Okay, we are suffering. Then our leaders will try as much as possible to massage the situation, but
to massage the suffering.
Yes, you cannot tell my situation much better than myself.
Yeah.
All right, I have not eaten, and you are telling me I've eaten. Do you think I'll have faith in you tomorrow?
It's not even saying you have eaten, it's saying you are full.
You get it. So these are some of the issues that our leaders put up, which put our people away from the core issue, the core issue of participating in our governance system. So I have always advocated that leaders, no matter how difficult it is, you should try as much as possible to be candid, to be truthful to the people. You recall when President Mahama told Ghanaians or the nation that we have chewed the meat and it's now left with the bone, people took him on. But the man was being factual with the economic situation at the time. But unfortunately for him, he suffered politically for that statement. When he said he has become Ujaifunu, that statement was taken out of context. People were demanding for pay increments and certain allowances, but he told them that looking at our current situation, the government was unable to implement your demand. And for that matter, the next step was for them to go on a strike. And he said, I am not worried about you people going to strike. It's just like I'm more or less like a dead goat. Okay? A dead goat doesn't.
There's no feeling.
Yes, feeling for a dead goat to be scared of a knife.
Yes.
Okay? So if you want to rule Ghana in such a way that people will have faith in the system, I think it is imperative on our leaders to be more candid and truthful to the people, so that things will be the people will be more inclined to go along with the government of the day. But if you decide not to be truthful, these are the outcomes that we are going to get. Look, a whole president of the republic today delivered a State of the Nation's address, SONA, and if you ask people what the president said, about 80% of the people will not be able to tell you what the people said. Why should it be so? Because of, over the years, the inconsistencies, the lies, and the fabrication of stories.
Yeah. So like I was telling you, myself, I had to pay serious attention to it and to be able to tell exactly some of the things he was driving at. And I remember in 2015, 2016, it was the same, okay? Where, like, I remember the issue of, is it Salamatu, the pig farmer?
Yes.
Was it
Rama, from the northern region. Yes. I forgot the name, but I know the story.
That incident of a Muslim woman being into pig farming and stuff, and it became an issue. Like, you know, me coming from the north, okay, I realized that, look, somebody having that name doesn't warrant that the person is a Muslim and cannot go into pig farming, coming from the north. But like we all say, that because we all felt that it was a political statement and there were that tendency of not having facts, full facts in that statement or in that address, we felt that it was just a propaganda statement from the president. But some of us coming from that region realized that yes, you could get a Ramatu, you could get a Muhammad, okay, who is not a Muslim and can go into pig farming and equally can be supported by the government. Yeah. You understand? Yeah, so Charles, I do side with you strongly on some of these things. And for the call you are calling for, that we should try and see if we can get a legislature to gag our leaders to ensure that they only based on. But that one too, Charles, you see, that one too is going to be a bit difficult for them. Because, like Hafiz rightly said, they are always briefed or debriefed based on compilation.
You see, it is a matter of...
And wait, Charles, let me learn. Because I'm still feeling that they will have it a difficult time because of the time frame. You understand? Some of these compilations, okay, would start maybe late December. And some still will complete maybe even today or tomorrow. You get it? So it will be a bit difficult for them to get exact
You know,
facts. But they can give an approximation that might.
Okay.
An
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Do you know if you testify falsely in court, you'll be charged for the offense of perjury?
Okay. Yes, I do.
Based on that notion, or based on that fact that if you testify falsely in court, you'll be charged for perjury, they try as much as possible to be
honest,
candid with the court. Okay? Irrespective of the time frame. Now, this debriefing or whatever you are talking about comes from the MDAs. MMDAs.
Yeah.
So the ministry knows what they have done.
Largely local government.
No, MMDAs. Local government is
Local
MMDAs,
government.
and
That is the mother.
Yes,
listen,
the
yes.
ministry, the agencies, department.
All of them
know,
so comes down to the
yes,
local
they
government.
know what they have done.
Yeah.
So if, for instance, the president wants to present something on agriculture,
Yeah.
certainly you know where to go. The agric ministry. So the agric ministry, whatever you have done over the period, the 1 year period, just tell the president to go and deliver. Okay, and it is not a matter of the ministries don't have information or don't have, records of whatever they have done. Whatever they do, they take record of it. So are you trying to tell me that the Ministry of Agriculture doesn't have record on planting for food and jobs? They do.
I'm not the one trying to.
No, it's a rhetorical question. It's a rhetorical question.
Okay, good.
They do. So if the president wants something on planting for food and jobs to deliver to the good people of Ghana, you go to the Ministry of Agriculture, they give you the information. Now, my point is, whatever information Ministry of Agric is giving you, Ministry of Agric should make sure that that information is accurate so that the president delivers same on the floor of parliament. So that if tomorrow it turns out that that information is inaccurate,
it should be traceable back to you.
Exactly. And those who gave the president that information, whoever is culpable should be dealt with.
Exactly.
If they gave the accurate information to the president and the president decided to mislead the country by presenting a false statement, the president should also be dealt with.
Sure.
You get it? Now, if we have this kind of framework in place, everybody who matters in this situation will try as much as possible to be candid. Yeah. So if I've heard about an issue related to food, planting for food and jobs, and I verify and I realize that, that statement is true, you realize that going forward, I'll be more interested in getting more facts from these sources. Yes. But if the contrary happens, I'll lose interest in following up.
You are right. So, my viewers and listeners, like I rightly said, you are with Radio TopAfric in Hamburg, and we are talking top politics, and the show is actually Top Politics. Yes, I just want to have a short break, just about a minute break, and we'll be back. Okay, so just stay tuned. And yes, don't forget to still share, like, and also subscribe if you are a first time. And those my friends on TikTok watching me live, I say thank you. And sorry, it is not going to be that interactive for you because I'm limited, all right, in making some of this or creating some of these opportunities. But I hope going forward you would have this opportunity. 52 okay, so Johnny, my producer, stand by. Yeah, so as my producer is trying to fix one or two things, let me just acknowledge some people who are with us on the live streams here. Yes, so as usual, my brother Spooky from UK is watching us live. Yes, you also have Hamid Sita, also from the UK. I also have Ada. Oh, okay. From Nigeria. Yes, the northern part of Nigeria. Yes, my very good friend from Nigeria. I hope you are doing well, my dear. And also, who else do I have here? Okay. Hey, BA Samian, how are you too? I hope you're also doing well. And I hope he's also watching and listening from the United States. Yes, I remember. Yeah, United States. Or if I'm not mistaken, or is it Canada? Yeah, if you're online, please correct me where you are currently. Yes, and we also have a WhatsApp number that you can actually bring your contributions, suggestions, and also any other thing you want to talk about relating to some of the things we are discussing. So the number is 0176 3605 4503. Let me repeat it again. In fact, let me add with a code so that those outside Germany can actually get it right. So it's +49 or 0049 176 36 05 4503. So you can also reach us on WhatsApp, then we get interacting. Yes, so like I said, I'll just take the 1 minute commercial break. Political break, I'll call it, not commercial break. Yes, because we don't make money here. Then we will come back.
See ya.
Okay.
Well, you know the work.
Yes, so I think my producer is having challenges with some of the adverts or the videos we wanted to show on our break. But yes, let me just make it short and simple. You see, we have a sister here who is a Ghanaian. Oh, should I say Ghanaian? A Ghanaian born German, now a German, who was born here, but from a Ghanaian parenting. And she has been in the political light and sports when it comes to Germany, or Hamburg to be precise. And yet again, it's another year of elections, and she's up again to ask for your vote, to ask for your support. Yes, she's Irene Appiah, a very dynamic young woman that has supported the political light of Germany for a long time now. Over 8 years, or will I say over a decade now, she has been there. And come, I think, March, yes, we will be going in for elections again. And she's up here again asking for our support. We have done it for her, and we can still do more. And now that we have that opportunity of dual citizenship given us, especially we Ghanaians, please, 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 we always talk about supporting our own. This is another opportunity for us to support our own. Yes, because she's out there to represent our community. And she has been doing so well, especially with the youth, making sure that challenges of the youth, not only for Africans or black skin, okay, but all immigrants in Germany or in Hamburg, this lady has been an advocate for them too. So we feel that, or we are praying that, okay, come election day, you would go to the polling stations or polling centers to cast your vote. And those of you who get your ballots in time or earlier in your homes through mail, please consider her in your voting. Yes, she will be on the 50th spot, so you vote 5 for 50. Yes, I know you might not understand this, yeah, but that is the system we run in Germany. It's a bit complicated, all right? Yes, I'll use the word complicated. Nobody should tell me to not to use the word complicated, because sometimes myself, who say, yes, this is where I would say that this political business is really a complex business, because it's look, I'm confessing, okay, even born Germans, okay, are having difficulty in understanding the political system. Yes, it's a bit tricky, eh? But all the same, okay, just when you take your ballot paper, just look for Irene Appiah or Appiah Irene and just cast your vote. That is what is important for us right now. And people like us, we are just advocating for her strongly, because we know her, we've been with her, we've seen what she can do. And it is right and fair. You testify on the behalf of somebody you know, and you know that from the deepest part of your heart and mind, that person can do the job. Just like how Charles Mensah has been on my neck with John Mahama, and they have made it to power. So I would say that, yes, let's also do that for Irene Mensah. Oh, I said Irene Mensah, Irene Appiah. You see, Charles has always been on my neck, and now Mensah has always been with me. Yes, that notwithstanding, Hafiz.
Yes, please.
Let me quickly come to you before I go back to Charles again.
Okay.
Yes. 3 days ago,
Yeah.
I saw the news 3 days ago. One of the biggest markets in the country was bent to the ground, to ground zero.
Yeah.
Yes, though the market, I will first say, this is not the first time. It goes to look like it's an annual ritual.
Yes, sometimes
That happens.
It's even
Yes.
surprising.
Annual ritual. It gets bent every year, or almost every year. Let me use my words right. Then it creates a lot of inconvenience to the Ghanaians. What is actually happening? I have one thing I would say when you guys are finished with your submissions, but what is happening? And why is it that Ghanaians, you are playing politics with this issue?
Well, personally, I saw the news, I think, this morning before I went to mosque. And then on the show, someone was actually attributing it to politics.
Yeah.
So I was like, how on earth will someone just want to bend the whole market simply because either is party A or is party B? Well, it didn't actually make sense to me, but I was talking with a brother about it, and he said it's possible. Some of these things are political, but
Bending of the market.
yes, he
Political?
said- yes. Yeah, he
Wow.
said that, but I don't believe into
Oh,
that.
okay. That was his
I-
opinion.
Yeah, that was his
Okay.
opinion, but I don't believe into that.
Mm.
Well, it has happened. And then now I overheard a market woman saying the government should come to their aid. And she actually mentioned John Mahama. And I was saying that Nana Donko has not yet left.
Power.
So
He's still the
you should be
government.
mentioning his name instead of saying John Mahama.
Yeah.
But that was just by the way. I think I might not really have much to say about that. We are still in the developing countries where there is no much emergency taking steps like
Exactly.
this.
That's where I was going.
Yes,
Yeah.
there is little done. And then even when they are up to the task, the road networks, how to even assess the place is a problem. So I might not be there, but I'm very certain there was fire service around.
Yeah. 13 fire tenders were sent there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but you could know that to be able to even get into the middle center of the fire to
Yeah.
even quench it will be a problem because of how our construction is and all that. So maybe going forward, big markets like that should have like
Access routes.
emergency access. You see in Ghana, well, some of these things you already know. We don't even have those things. Like, this is our country, all right, but that is what we are in. Like,
I have a problem largely on those things, honestly. That
thank you.
I didn't want to talk about it. I wanted to just wait. If Charles finished with his submission, then I can come in to talk about it, and also let it sound like I'm being an advocate, because it's Charles. Yes, Cantamanto. That is the name of the
Yes.
market. And viewers, those who don't know Cantamanto or who haven't heard of the story, Cantamanto is part of one of the central markets we have in Ghana, and it is located at the center of our capital. This market is largely for clothing. So starting from shoes to cap to accessories, everything clothing, everything fashion. Cantamanto for you. This is the place that I can assure you that, okay, when you can enter that naked and come out with, in fact, with the best fashion that Gucci or Gabbana or Armani cannot even get for you. I can promise you that. And we just wake up one morning that this market has been bent down. Nobody picked a pin from the place. And it's bigger than, if I'm not mistaken, its size alone should be about 2 acres. The size of the market.
More than that.
Yes, it should be more than that. Okay, so I don't know, but I'm just trying to show how big this market is. And it contains thousands and thousands of people.
Sure.
For money or for value in money, honestly, I can't tell, but it entails a lot. And we just wake up one morning and everything is turned into ashes. Charles.
Yes, you see, Sita, when it comes to the issues of fire in our market, and particularly Kantamanto market, I am very, very passionate, because that is where our mothers, our brothers, our fathers, that is where they get their living.
Yeah.
And more especially, Kantamanto is one of the electoral areas in the Odududu constituency. So I can say it is in our one of our strongholds. Okay, so when issues of this nature happens around the market or in the market, I get a little bit worried. Now, I have personally witnessed a fire outbreak in Kantamanto. I think that was in 2015 or so. Yes, and when the fire tenders came in, how to get access to the fire was even a problem. But unfortunately, the market or the traders have allowed themselves to be tossed by these politicians, NDC, MPP. Because I know very well that in 2015, when a similar fire outbreak happened in Kantamanto, the government of the day proposed that Kantamanto should be brought down and rebuilt to suit
modern technology
requirement, so that when issues of fire happens, we can handle it, and the impact wouldn't be that grave. Unfortunately, the traders
rejected it.
No, the traders allow themselves to be tossed up by these politicians, and that project did not see the light of day, because the government at the end of the day has to abandon that project. Now, if you look at the nature of Kantamanto, as you rightly said, that largely Kantamanto is operated by people who sell clothing and shoes and blah, blah, blah. So any fire outbreak, you can just imagine how devastating it will be, okay? But the access route to this market in terms of fire tenders is not available. So if there is any fire outbreak, you should count that fire tenders getting to this, where the fire, the actual scene of the fire will be very, very difficult. So I will urge everyone to put politics aside, and let's look at how we can build the market to meet modern standard. JM built the Kutokraba market in Cape Coast. He built the Asawasi market. He built a lot of modern markets. The KJTM market. So Kantamanto was also part of the project. But unfortunately, the traders resisted that project, and that project did not see the light of day. I am very, very saddened by the events of Kantamanto. But once it has happened, I will urge for calm. I will also call on the traders to be more circumspect in their claims, so that at the end of the day, we will know where to tackle the issues from. And if tomorrow a new government or any developmental partner suggests that Kantamanto market should be built to suit modernity, they should give their full support and embrace the project, so that at least this issue will be a thing of the past. I commiserate with the victims of this situation, and I also call on the political actors to defray from accusing
Each
themselves
other.
that this is the handiwork of NDC, this is the handiwork of MPP. If we reduce the issue to this political football game, we are unable to digest and digress the rare issues that bring out this kind of fire outbreak. So we should put our politics aside. This is a national issue because the traders in there, you have some being NDC members, you have some being CPP members, and you have some being MPP members. So I think it is high time we put partisan politics aside on certain issues and look at the national interest of some of these issues and deal with them as a nation. Because if you look at it, it is very, very devastating. So why is it that people want to reduce this issue to the usual political MPP and NDC football game? It's very, very sad. I call on our leaders to come to the aid of these people. If there is any emergency support for them, the government should deploy these relief items or the support
of the NADMO
to them to start up again, because these are their livelihoods. Okay, so if the government has any package for them, it should be as early as possible. They should disperse it for them to start their life again.
Okay, that's fine. Yes, thank you very much, Charles and Hafiz, for your opinions. But let me also give my take on this Kantamanto thing. And I would say that, first of all, a lot of people always communicate that Ghana or Nigeria are countries that don't have laws, which I strongly disagree.
Okay.
I strongly disagree. Or they don't have systems.
Yeah.
You see,
the laws are there,
and the systems are there. To be very honest, okay, it is just that we haven't paid critical attention to the existence of those systems or those institutions just to take advantage of it to make the system really work. Okay. Let me use this Kantamanto as a case study. Okay. When you go into our books, all right, yes, we are supposed to have markets, all right, and when you go into those same books, to be very honest, Charles will bear me out because he's a politician, okay? Before that market was established, those people just didn't come there. It took an authority of somebody. Maybe the district chief executive or the MCE, the municipal chief executive, okay? Or somebody who is sitting in that office as an engineer or town and country planner, who would say that let's use this place as a market.
Yeah.
That's his work. He's a technocrat.
Yeah.
Just like how in Hamburg here, if you want to open a market, those people would also come and say, do it here, don't do it here. We have such people in Ghana.
Yeah.
As we have them here. That means that system is there. Right? 2, okay. When the fire started, okay, or even before the fire started, all right, the question I asked those traders there is that, have any of them, okay, per operating a natural business, have they gone for any insurance covers?
Do they have
any insurance cover?
First aid fire tenders around?
Do they have first aid fire tenders around? Do they? Let's even give it, like, given it that per the information we are getting, it was midnight.
Yes.
So let's say they were away and the thing happened. I do agree. But it will surprise you that, okay, 99% of the traders there don't have a single insurance cover to their businesses.
Yeah. That wouldn't be surprising.
99% of them have not officially registered with the Registrar General of Ghana to prove that, yes, they are existing businesses and they equally pay tax, or let's even say income tax.
You see, I share with what their sentiment that you are putting out. And I've always been an advocate for good leadership. You see, this insurance issue that you are talking about is in our laws, that even every building should be insured.
Yes.
Okay. Now, who is supposed to ensure that people comply with whatever directives?
So that is where I'm coming. So Charles, like I'm saying, all those structures are there. To the extent that I was telling somebody that, look, we are in Germany and we always go that Jugendamt is one institution. It's a social welfare, what we have in Ghana.
Yeah.
Social welfare.
I always tell my people that,
social welfare. Somebody will tell you that they've taken my child, the state have collected my child. In Ghana, the state can collect your child.
Okay.
If you abuse the rights of the child,
Yes.
the state can come for the child.
It is in the books. It is there.
If the child is exposed to danger, the state can come for it. Because
It is there.
the child is the property of the state.
Of the state until the child attains 18. But they'll say Ture, like our language.
Yeah.
Okay? Ture ana karban yara, or in Chi they'll say Omojen Kwala.
Yes,
Abayan Hajin. I had Hajin. But Samrano,
It's there, but no one.
Ghana,
implements it.
yes, because again, okay, Ghana for now, we the Ghanaians, okay, will not allow the system to work. Me, I don't look with all my experience in politics. Okay, I always say that no politician, being it MPP, NDC, CPP, cannot be corrupt without the support of the technocrat or the normal voter Ghanaian.
Yes, because
And that is where my advocacy is.
we tend to support them
We even
when
show
they-
them how to do it.
Yes, when they corrupt themselves.
Yes.
So
I would say-
let me chip in this. Some time back, a friend of mine posted a colleague of ours, and the guy was celebrating his birthday. So he wrote, "God bless you and with your success." Then I commented. I said, "Stolen success. The person has stolen state money, and he's living large, and you are saying it's a blessing from God." In one way or the other, he is supporting whatever activities the guy is engaged in. Which activities you and I know that
I'm telling you.
right or the rightful work that the guy does will not be able to support whatever lifestyle he's living. Okay, so certainly the guy is engaged in extra activities which is illegal. We all know, but we tend to support such.
Since this is a political
attitude.
show, okay, Charles, both of you, and including myself and my listeners and viewers, okay, let's be very frank here. As of today, your party MPP are saying that they are going to have a review of the election and also their constitution.
Disgrace,
whatever you want to call it.
Defeat.
Yes, and you get people, especially delegates, okay, within the party complaining that the leadership did A or didn't do right or didn't get the right person. I ask a simple question. Before they became leaders, before they became what do we call it, MP or PC or whatever, how did you treat the person? You ask the person to give you money.
Yes, you expect money from them.
And the person will cough money.
A Father Christmas.
Nothing is for free. The person will cough the money and bring it to you, and you expect that the person, when he gets there, he wouldn't want to get his money back. Look at it, Charles.
That is the most unfortunate.
Your constituency, okay. Just look at how the MP suffers. Every morning, people are lined up in his door, even though he's in opposition.
Yes, it's true.
All these things,
even with MPship, you have gone too far. Our society is beginning to adopt a certain posture whereby if they see you to be connected to a political party or a political figure, then they will push all their burden on you. All right. So by virtue of that, you also tend to engage in certain
you can be
activities
able to manage
that you exactly. Maybe the extra activities that you are going to engage in might not be rightful. Okay, it is high time and sometimes I don't blame them that much because the system is so tight to the extent that is the only option that they have. Okay, I have a conviction that if I am working and I am earning a decent living, if this water is even sold at 10 Ghana cedis, once I have money, I'll be able to. I'll be able to buy it. Okay. But if it is 1 cedi and I don't have money, I can't buy it. Yeah. So our leaders should strive as much as possible to make the living conditions of the people very, very accommodating. And how do you do that? By providing jobs, providing the atmosphere, the environment whereby people can be entrepreneurs, whereby people can set up their own private businesses. When you have money in your pocket and inflation is 30%, 50%, what is your beef?
Yeah.
What is your beef?
Yes. So like I always say, okay, we wish we had time to do a lot of talking with you, but time will not always permit us. It's another day, Friday, that has just come to an end. Next week will be fully out here, because with all the testing we have done today, we have seen that all our equipments are okay, ready for the fire next week and beyond.
Yes, and by next week, His Excellency John Dramani would have assumed office officially, and whatever we will say here would have his blessing. We'll go the full length of making sure that we propagate his policies. Policies.
I may either be here or not. I will be in Hamburg, all right. But either I'll be in the studio or not. I want you to discuss the manifesto with my brother here.
Which manifesto? Of
the
the
manifesto
NDC?
Of the NDC.
Yes, I'll be very glad.
So that we all highlight whatever they
promised
to
do.
Yes, so that we keep
the records.
Accountability.
Then we start keeping the
records. I am a proponent of accountability, so I fully endorse your call.
I want you to discuss that.
Yes,
I fully endorse your call.
Then we will save it.
Yes, so that at least it will be from the beginning of his administration. You can track. You can track, because he has 120 day. Yes, 120 day promise to fulfill.
Yes,
some of the promises he has timelined them with 120 days. Okay. So we can track.
So
that.
We can. Okay, then let's. Why don't we start with the 120 days? Let's start with that one.
Sure.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So, viewers and listeners, you see, I was going to give my closing remarks, and as usual, Charles has come to worry me.
No, as for
but it's normal. It's normal.
We
It's
don't
normal.
speak that much.
Yes.
So next week I'll be expecting my brother to do the talking and I'll be doing the listening.
No,
at least I can take positive feedback from him and give it to
next week. Yes,
my
he'll be here. He'll
yes.
be here, but maybe he might not join the panel.
Very well.
But I hope we'll get a strong team from the MPP.
Yeah, sure.
To represent.
Yes.
And Chada, what's the name of his political party again?
Force, New Force.
The New Force. Yes, they've also promised me that this time around they are going to be very vibrant.
Yes, I know, and I know the incoming government has even invited. He has extended an invitation to them to also come on board. Movement for change. This time we are going to have all-inclusive governance.
That would be better.
Okay,
that would be better.
We are not going to limit. The governance this time around.
So my good people, like I said,
we want.
Charles, can I make my closing remarks?
If we are going to invite the MPP, so don't worry. Baumia will be part of the team,
Then why don't you? Then if that is it, why don't you drop your vice president and give it to her?
He was very, very abysmal when he occupied that position.
Yes.
So
Charles will not allow me to close the show. Okay. Because he wants to talk and talk and talk. Charles, will you allow me close this show?
Yes, close.
Okay.
Yes.
So without let me do the chances way. Okay. Without much ado or say, I recommend that we bring this show to an end. Charles, will you second?
Yes, I do.
Yes, so viewers and listeners, I say thank you so much for having another wonderful day with us. And like I promised you, next week is going to be so great because Charles will be here and other political analysts, or we'll like call them pundits, will be around for us to have a very fruitful discussion. And like they are proposing here, we'll put up the 120-day manifesto of the ruling government. and start tracking it because we want to see the process.
We don't have 120-day manifesto.
Okay, so what do you
We
have?
have a 120-day promise.
Okay, so thank you for the
We
correction.
don't have a 120-day manifesto.
Yes, you have heard, Charles, that it is not a manifesto, but it's a promise. So 120 days promise. We'll paste it here, then we'll take it
That is
as we
4
go
months
till the
precisely.
120-day end. Then we can now what? Assess the government
And we
as to what they have been able to do with the promise given or not. So I'll say thank you so much. And yet again, the year has just started. Enjoy it to the fullest. Be safe out there. And also, just make sure that you strive for your goals. Don't let anything limit you. Okay? You don't have to be aggressive about it. Just be focused. Okay? So, shout outs to my producer, Johnny, then also to my director himself, Mr. Desmond, and also to my manager, Dr. Amma, and the rest of the team from Radio TopAfric, and also to you, my listener and my viewer. God bless you, and stay blessed.